for the first time in well over a year. I hadn't seen Jason in over 2 weeks. It's crazy how fast you can forget how somebody even looks. Did he wear his eye patch on the left or the right? Was he carrying a giant hammer or an axe with a wooden handle? Was his hair still long and luxuriously blonde, or short cropped with a scar going down the center? Or did I just edit this week's episode while watching one of the Avengers movie and confused him with Chris Hemsworth? I don't know. Well, welcome back and welcome to You've Got Mails.
We're back, baby.
Jesus, I almost shit my pants.
That's what I was going for.
Dead silence for
It's
45 seconds before that. You can hear my soul aching to begin this podcast.
It's good to be back in the Love Shack. It's like slipping on that old pair of slippers. It feels so right. And it's fitting because slipping back into the world of P.S. I Love You, or whatever the fuck this movie's called, to all the boys I've loved before, P.S. I Still Love You.
Oh, don't act like you weren't excited.
Oh, I was so excited to revisit this world, CJ. These people I've thought about for a year straight, wondering, what is Laura Jean up to?
Covey, come on, we call her Covey.
Laura, well, like LJ,
Yeah.
Laura Jean, whatever.
But yeah, I got up. Normally I get up early in the morning, watch these movies on like a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I got up 2 hours earlier, watched the first one again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication. I
Had
did
to
not
get
watch
in
the
there.
first one again. And obviously, we've been gone for a while, folks. I mean, we've had some things going on. So we've taken a few weeks off, and we apologize, but we appreciate you sticking with us. And if you're still here, bless you. So it's been like 2 weeks since I watched this movie, so...
Dude, it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you, and that's the longest in well over a year at this
Yeah,
point.
that's true. I missed you, man.
Oh, man. We got jung. I found this out, which is a Korean word for two people whose souls are intertwined.
That's true, yeah. I was gonna bring that up later. Is it Jong or Chung? I wrote Chung.
I don't know. Fucking Yinzer, man.
Yeah, well, it's something.
I think I said it right for a guy from the south side of Pittsburgh.
It's got Jong in that. We'll talk about it. But yeah, today we're talking about the sequel to All the Boys I've Loved Before.
And while we talk about it, we're going to enjoy these delicious foot-long turkey subs from Subway.
That's a tight sub, yo.
That is
the Subway made a return. You're getting way ahead of everything here. I've got all this in my
I'm
notes.
so excited.
Got all this in my notes. But this movie is from 2020. It is the sequel to one of our surprise favorites. Didn't think we were going to like it. Turns out, might be my favorite movie we've done on this podcast. One of them. Did this one live up to the hype? Did it follow up on a strong first showing? We'll find out.
Oh, I thought you were asking me because I was about to say.
No, I'm going to ask you later.
Oh, okay.
Did you forget how this works? It's been 2 weeks.
It has been a while, buddy.
Save the review for the end. So this movie starts
Can't wait
out.
for our notes later.
This movie starts out with our friend Laura Jean Covey. It's like an ode to Adventures in Babysitting. It's like a scene. There's a scene in that movie where the lead actress is getting ready and lip syncing and dancing to the same song.
How'd you like this? I mean, they know you. They started with a dress montage.
Oh yeah,
That's right out of the gate.
They knew what they were doing. But she's getting ready for her technically first date with Peter Kempinski, the guy she ended up with in the last movie. This whole thing's a little tricky because they were pretending to be dating for like months, and they're really only officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Because this movie picks up pretty much right where the other one left off, essentially.
Kind of like how Endgame picks up right after Infinity War.
However, these were not filmed that close together, which I noticed.
Because she's obviously a few years old.
Well,
like they all are.
The little sister's the one I noticed the most. Not as cute, not as adorable as she was in the first one.
No.
I didn't think.
Well, because now she's a full-grown-ass teenager, and it's weird to say that they're adorable and cute at that age.
You're right. But so she walks into the room and gives Laura Jean a hard time because she's supposed to be getting ready for her first date with Peter, and asks her, have you even showered yet? Like, you get your shit together. You're not living in an 80s movie. This is the real deal. He's coming to get you.
Oh, yeah. Get those balls washed.
I'm sorry, what? So Peter shows up to pick her up, and he brings flowers, and he takes a flower out and gives it to little sister. Peter's still a smooth operator. This guy's the best. I like Peter a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Cool dad, John Corbett's there. And
coolest dad.
Yeah, he's just giving them, do you need any tips on where to eat or anything like that? And Peter says, I got it covered.
Got condoms. There you go.
You might as well. But that dad he draws a hard line. He says, have her back by 11. And he makes Peter repeat it. Peter takes her into the city. First of all, Peter's driving like a nice ass, is that a Range Rover or something?
Yeah, he comes from money.
No, he has to.
He has to, right?
He's in high school. He takes her to this like really fancy restaurant, and it's like all beautifully lit. It's a really nice first date. Like Peter knows what he's doing. This guy's got moves.
Yeah.
But he takes her in, and she comments on how big the menu is, and he tells her, the bigger the menu, the fancier the restaurant. And clearly Peter's never been to a Cheesecake Factory because they've got the biggest fucking menu I've ever seen, and it's not that fancy. I mean,
you see a lot of prom dates there, though.
That's true. I mean, for a 16-year-old kid, maybe, or a high school kid. Perhaps.
This place is well above his means. Maybe not with that car, though. Like, it looks fancy.
It does look fancy. And Laura Jean lets him know that this is like her first date ever. Like, she's never been on a date before, which we all knew this. I mean, Laura Jean has never had a boyfriend before. Like, this is all new to her. She's had a bunch of imaginary boyfriends, or boyfriends that she wrote letters to that
Just
didn't.
pen pals.
Yeah, that don't get the letters. They go to leave, and she asks if she can drive. And if we remember from the first movie, Laura Jean was a terrible driver. But she tells him that she's gotten a lot better, and that she just hates driving in the snow now.
Yeah, and like both weeks since the first movie, she's
You're
good
right,
now.
there's a lot of plot holes in this movie. I mean, we'll talk about it.
I skipped right over them.
So they show them driving, and he's like holding her hand as they're driving. And I'm like, this is a terrible idea, because we all know that Laura Jean's a bad driver. Like 10 and 2, you keep your hands on the wheel. Like, you don't hold hands with her. I'm sorry. But she wants to drive because she's taking them somewhere special, and they go to one of those, like a lantern festival.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, where you make your paper lantern, you put the candle in the bottom of it, floats up to the air. And she talks about how they're supposed to write a wish on it for it to come true, and she just puts their initials and like, and he's like, that's not a wish, that's like really happening. Like, why are you worried about?
Yeah, wait till we get back in the car.
Yeah, why are you worried about us like not being together?
We're a thing.
And she actually makes him, I wouldn't say makes him, but she says, can we just promise like not to break each other's hearts? And I was like, well, you're going to break each other's hearts.
This is the most 15-year-old dating thing I've ever heard in my life.
And also, you've just spoken into existence, like,
yes,
that you're going to break each other's hearts. Now I know it's coming. But he takes her home, and Peter's very respectful, walks her to the door, little kiss, and that's the end of the date.
You notice something?
What?
I'm going to jump around a little bit.
Please.
Neighbor boy?
Josh.
Not even a fucking milk carton with his face on the side of it.
He gets his name gets dropped once.
During the dinner scene, I think.
During the dinner scene, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. What happened to this guy?
Oh, I have.
He's in jail, right?
I'll tell you
Okay.
During our grand gestures. This is one of my final notes on the movie.
Perfect.
Is what happened to Josh.
Yeah, because he was gone.
And I told you I didn't like that guy from the first movie. You're going to find out.
Oh.
My suspicions were right.
Because that's when they were pulling up here. That's the first thing I thought is, oh, here comes
This guy's
Josh.
going to pop out of the fucking bushes.
Yeah,
How was the date?
I don't even know if he really lives next door. He might just live in the trees.
He's not in this movie for a reason. So the first date went good. Next scene we get is we get one cameo from the sister, Margot, who's over in Scotland.
Yeah.
Hello, Louise and Lorraine. So she's in Scotland, and she's like talking to them over a FaceTime call. They're getting dressed in like some traditional Korean garments because it is Korean New Year. And even though like mom was Korean, we know mom's passed away. And, but dad still keeps close with the family, and it's like his way of keeping ties with the mom. Like, they still do all these things. Laura Jean says like he tries to keep up with the Korean traditions in honor of the mom.
I do
basically.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I go to my wife's families, like, she comes from big Italian families, so, like, all of us boys get drunk and beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And then, we eat a bunch of food, and
Nice.
everybody cries a little bit. And then grandma's disappointed, and we go home.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So they get all dressed up.
Le dolce vita.
They all get dressed up in their stuff. And as they're walking out the door, Dad checks the mail, and there's a letter in there for Laura Jean, and he throws it on the end table, and they walk out the door. We get to the Korean New Year, and they walk up to Grandma and Grandpa. Fun fact, this is the author of the books, Jenny Han. Remember how she like put herself in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
These are her actual parents.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she put them in the movie for this one. They give them a couple bucks, and you see that they have like a cousin who's like this moody, like too cool to be there.
Yeah,
cousin.
she's Asian Aubrey Plaza, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And her mom is like, no, don't you wish you would have dressed up like they did? And she's like, no, not really. I don't really give a fuck.
She actually seemed like most high school kids that I do know.
Yeah,
Like, not well-spoken like everybody else in this movie, just staring at their phone and not wanting to be around you.
Yeah. We cut to a scene. It's like Laura Jean, little sister Kitty, and this cousin. They're basically eating at the kids' table at the Korean New Year's. And she finds out that Laura Jean has a boyfriend, and she's like, I didn't peg you for the boyfriend type. You seemed like you wouldn't date until you were in college.
Cold.
And Kitty gives like the quickest recap of the first movie, just in case you weren't there, or didn't see it, or forgot what happened. Kitty lets her know that, she has a boyfriend, and it's because she sent out all these letters, and, all these guys were after her. The girl's like, still kind of like, whatever. And she's like, Kitty's like, show her a picture. Because, she knows Peter's a pretty hot commodity. She's like, show her a picture of Peter. So she takes out her cell phone and shows her a picture, and she goes, oh, I saw that guy in like a sex video in a hot tub. Because like the video from the previous movie went viral, and Laura Jean is like real like cool about it. She's like, actually, that was me in that video, and we didn't have sex, we just made out. And the cousin's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Like, that's it. No expression.
Yeah, she blew her mind though. She was like, oh, okay, well, shit. Get back home from Korean New Year's, and Dad's passing out the mail, and Laura Jean gets this letter, and it's from John. And she kind of freaks out about it, like gets up real quick, goes to her room, reads the letter, and it's at the very end of the first movie. We find out that she sent out all these letters. One guy moved and didn't get the letter. Well, this is the guy that the letter was meant to go to.
Yes.
Oddly enough, at the end of the first movie, there's like a little like not like a button scene at the end where this guy comes to the door, and it's him. Totally different actor.
It's a white guy. Totally different race.
Yeah, they recast him. And
they repigmented a human being.
He did, yeah. And we're just supposed to pretend like that part of the movie never happened because he never showed up at her house. This we're just ignoring that. They've washed that from the canon.
Skipped right over it. I was just like, all right, I'm in. Sure.
Yeah, it didn't bother
me.
This
guy seems dreamy.
Yeah, it really didn't bother me.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I wanted that guy to be Nicolas Cage the first time around.
You did, yes.
Yeah.
But
the new one is way more appropriate.
Yeah, but this guy's name is John Ambrose McLaren is his name. And turns out he was like a childhood sweetheart. She wrote this letter to him when she was probably 10 or 11, I'd say, like based on the flashbacks and stuff. Yeah. And this letter from him is just basically like, hey, it's really sweet of you to reach out. I remember the time that we got locked out of the house and we went to the Robinsons' tree house and read Harry Potter all day. And, you said such nice things about me. And I can only imagine if I had written a letter when I was 10 or 11 years old, it would just say like, oh, this girl likes Harry Potter. She's super cool. And you have like so many more like eloquent things to say. And he's like, hope you're doing well. Just out of curiosity though, what made you write me now? And she decides she's going to try to write him back. She's like too excited about this guy. Cause the whole time I'm like, what about Peter?
Yeah.
Come on.
There is.
We all love Peter.
I was a little angry.
Yeah, we all love Peter.
During good chunks of this movie.
Yeah. I was
the treatment of Peter.
Yeah. You don't mistreat the Peter. So she's responding to the letter. She's trying to. And she keeps like starting to write a letter. And it's coming across as like way too flirty. Like she starts telling him how handsome he was and all. And she's like, what am I doing? I have a boyfriend. I can't do this. Like, she's thinking better of it. So she like eventually like doesn't end up writing a letter at all. She just, I guess she's going to think about it, mull it over, and decide what she's going to do. So the next day at school, she sees Peter. He meets her at his locker. She says, hey, do you remember, John Ambrose McLaren? Well, no, first of all, she goes, hey, do you remember how, like, my little sister sent out all those love letters? And then, like, Peter should have been like, yeah, it was fucking 2 weeks ago. Like,
We're just getting over this shit.
Yeah, like, I'm one of those guys. Like, yeah, I remember how all that happened.
We're all here.
Yeah. And she says, well, one of the guys I wrote a letter to was John Ambrose McLaren. And we find out that him and Peter were actually friends. Like, they were all, this guy moved away. They were all, like, in a group. All the core characters all kind of hung out together.
I appreciate that, like, our Peter here. He calls her out multiple times. Like, she says something dumb like this, and he's just like, you're really good at making me feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, not even like, wow, or getting, like, grumpy about it. He's just like, wow, you're doing really good at making me feel like shit right now.
Yeah. But he's like, were you going to write him back? And she says, well, it'd be rude not to. And I'm like, it'd be rude too. Like, it'd be rude for Peter. But they kind of work through it, and nothing's really decided one way or the other. She doesn't really say she's not going to write him back, but she never does write him back. They go into it's like a cafeteria or like some kind of like big hall at school. It's the day where you sign up for your volunteer work for the year or for the school year.
Yeah, this is one of those fancy schools where they have different rooms for different things.
Yeah.
My school, that fucking cafeteria, that was our gym. That's where the Army tried to recruit us. Like, everything happened in that one room.
We had a gymnasium and a cafeteria, but that was about it. And an auditorium. They have a little bit of a spat because Laura wants to sign up for a place called Bellevue, which is an old folks home. She wants to volunteer there as part of the staff and help out. And Peter wants to go with, like, all of his boys. Like, one of his guys, Trevor, comes over and is like, hey, we saved enough spaces at this one place. We never really find out what it is. So if you guys want to join. And
I think it was like a food kitchen. It had something to do with food.
Yeah, because they're talking about sorting through, like, old lettuce or something.
Yeah.
But Laura gets kind of upset. She's like, well, I want to do this. But she's like, you know what? You do your thing. Like, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, we don't need to be around each other constantly.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, you do yours, I'll do mine. We also get Peter's ex-girlfriend, Jen. I forget what, like I said, it's been 2 weeks since I watched the movie. All I wrote in my notes is Peter's ex, Jen, still a bitch. I don't know what she did. She must have said something rude to Laura.
She's just constantly undermining.
Yeah, she's just like evil eye, giving you the stink eye, whatever. Yeah. But so apparently she popped in at one point. And then we get to see Laura, we get to see the other two, like, kind of main characters from the first movie that make a reappearance, which is Chris, who was our favorite friend from the first movie.
She's awesome.
And Lucas, I think is his name, is the gay BFF. One of the guys that she wrote a letter to, and then he came out.
He has some really fucking good meaty scenes in this one.
Yeah, he's got a lot more to do in this one. But I like this scene because, Laura Jean's trying to convince them to volunteer at Bellevue too, and they want nothing to do with it. And Chris has her own plan where she's going to volunteer with sheltered animals or adopted animals, and it's just her own dog who lives at her house. Super, super awesome idea.
She's the one I would have hung out with in high school, I think.
Yeah. But before they separated to go on their different ways to pick out their volunteer spots, Peter tells Laura, let's meet up for coffee after school. Like, I'll make it up to you and we'll have a nice date. So we get a scene of Laura at the coffee shop waiting for Peter, and, like, he's super late. Everybody keeps trying to take the chairs, and it's like this awkward scene where everybody's trying to take the chairs away from her, and she won't
gets territorial.
She does.
Yeah.
And she's also just got, like, 30 pastries at the table, and it just keeps eating them. It's even if Peter had showed up, it's way too many pastries for two people. Peter finally shows up and explains to her that
I brought your insulin.
He was at lacrosse practice, and I guess they got in trouble, and the coach was making him run the stairs, and he couldn't leave. He couldn't text because the coach doesn't allow phones at practice, and he says, "Here, come on, let's go. I want to make it up to you. Call your dad, tell him you're going to be late." And he takes her like a fair, like a really cool looking, nice little fair.
Yeah.
And it's a fun little fair montage. They're riding the rides, they're playing the games. He wins her a snow globe. Or she beats him, actually. I think she wins the snow globe. Yeah. They're playing like they'll shoot the water in a clown's mouth game, and she wins. And he takes her home. So, like, all's well again. Like, they keep having these little spats, but they get over it.
Trying to figure shit out.
They get over it pretty quickly. They're both pretty understanding of each other.
As we know now, this is like a 2-week-old relationship.
Yeah, right?
Sure, we waited a year to see how it went.
Yeah, but it's only been 2 weeks for them. We cut back to their house, and they're sitting inside. It's Laura Jean and Kitty, and they're looking out the window, and Dad's out there talking to this lady, walking her dog, about, like, her bushes and stuff. Like, at the front of her house, they're talking, and Kitty's saying, like, hey,
it wasn't analogies for anything. It was straight up talking about her bushes, like outside of her house bushes.
I don't know. There is a line where Kitty is like, I think she's into Dad, and she's like, why? And she's like, she trimmed her bushes.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it was completely a fucking analogy.
But Kitty's talking about, like, she wants to set Dad up with this woman, and Dad needs a girlfriend, and it's been a long time since Mom passed away. And they come back in the house, like, actually, Dad brings her over, and the lady's name is Mrs. Rothschild. She's the neighbor. And he brings her in, and he's talking to her. He's, like, referring her like a landscaper or something, and she gets his cell phone number, and she leaves, and Kitty says, like, oh, I know Dad likes her because he doesn't like dogs, and he let the dog in the house and was being nice to the dog. The next day, Laura has her first day at Bellevue, which is the old folks' home, and she gets she's getting the tour. Like, she comes in, and she's doing, like, a voiceover monologue about how Margot, her sister, worked there, and that's why she wanted to be there, and she wanted to meet this woman that Margot always talked about, Stormy.
And this is where, all right, we lost the cute younger sister.
We get a sassy old lady.
Yes, we do.
The sassiest of old ladies.
Every time they went back to the old folks' home, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, and
She's going to be in this scene.
This woman's name is Holland Taylor. I recognize her. She's been in a lot of different things. Do you know what she was in that we reviewed like not too long ago? She's in a movie that we did not too long ago.
No.
She is in Legally Blonde. She is the woman professor who makes a small appearance at the beginning and then at the end tells Elle in the beauty shop, like, you go out there and you be the best damn lawyer you can be. Yeah, that's...
Wow, so she's been 75 years old for like 15, 20
yeah,
years now.
It's been a while. So she meets this woman named Stormy, and Stormy's showing her all around the place and showing her in the different rooms. And it's a funny scene because she walks into the one room. She's like, this used to be the breakfast room, but then this lady decided she had a gift, and this woman's there like doing a seance by herself.
yeah.
And then she takes him to another room, and she's like, this is the game room, but I don't play anymore. They're all sore losers, and they'll give her a dirty look, and she's like, they're a bunch of communists. And like, she's just like, she's a cool, sassy old lady.
I hate to bring the mood down, but like I have, over the last year, been spending a lot more time in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Like, visiting my pops and stuff. This home did not need volunteers. Like, this place was way too fucking nice. And you need volunteers at the place where there's feces on the wall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like that's where you need to be.
This place was like a resort.
It was like I can't wait to live there.
Yeah,
like
this town is very much a rich town. Just by all the school, everybody's houses, everybody's attire.
They can afford Subway sandwiches at the new prices.
Yes, every day apparently. But finally, Stormy takes Laura in and introduces her to Dorothy, who's like the head honcho at the old folks' home. She's about to get her signed up, and she's like, oh, I'm just waiting for our other volunteer from such and such school district. And this guy walks in, and Laura Jean turns around and totally eats shit. Like, she knocks over like a giant bowl of gumballs.
She did this in the first one, too, remember?
Did she?
Fell off of a roof.
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot all about that.
You said it. She's indestructible.
She goes down hard. And it turns out that this is John Ambrose McLaren, the guy that she wrote the letter to. Which, they made it sound like this guy moved so far away. He's like one town over. And no one kept in touch with him at all.
You know how that works when you're a kid.
Social media, like everyone drives now. Like everyone's like, oh, he's dead to us. But he comes over. He's very nice. Like he comes over and he's looking her over and he's worried she has a concussion. And he kind of like,
because she takes a mean header.
Oh yeah, dude. She goes down.
She probably has a concussion.
Hard. But they finally he gets her up and they talk and he's like, do you know who I am? And she's like, yeah, you're the guy I wrote a love letter to. She asks him, what did the letter say? It's been so long since I wrote it. I don't remember what I wrote. And he says, he'll make her a deal. Like, he'll bring it in and she can read it if she gives it back to him because it's the only proof that he has that anyone ever liked him. And she's like, oh, that's ridiculous. Like, everybody liked you. But yeah, bring me the fucking letter. I want to see what I said. Then we get scenes of Laura Jean baking. And we find out that Laura Jean's like a stress baker. And whenever she's upset about something or she's worried, she'll just bakes like a motherfucker.
That's awesome, though.
And it's actually it's like a baking montage where she's making turnovers. I could watch that for like hours. Like, it was the most relaxing thing I've ever seen.
I mean, in my house we're stress drinkers and it's not as pretty as this.
No, I can't. I wouldn't want to watch that. I've seen it.
I wake up covered in chocolate anyway, but it's like not pretty in this situation.
But it's Valentine's Day and Kitty and Laura are making Valentine's. She's making one for Peter, and Kitty is making one to send to Mrs. Rothschild across the street from her dad. Kitty's still up to her old shenanigans. She's still trying to matchmake.
She thinks that this is her thing.
Yeah, she's a matchmaker. Yeah. And then she also at one point is like, you're one of my success stories. And I'm like, how many fucking people have you done this for? What aren't we seeing here?
She runs AshleyMadison.com.
Jesus.
That's it, right? Ashley Madison, the one all the politicians were using?
Yeah. That was it. But so she's like making a Valentine and she's trying to convince Laura Jean to like spruce up her Valentine for Peter a little bit. She's, a little more sparkles, more macaroni, whatever it is you do. Did you do that in school? Did they do like the Valentine's thing?
I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I
Yeah,
don't
like
think I
it was probably just like an arts and crafts thing.
Yeah, I just remember you bought like the pre-made ones, and you had to fill one out for all your. You would,
Oh, no, we didn't do that. Like, we actually had to get them from outside of school and bring them in.
yeah, like I always thought that was cool. Like you make the box, like you make your own little artsy craftsy Valentine's Day box, put it at your desk, everybody puts them in. But then, like I was always afraid mine would be empty, so I guess I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good way to just prove to
Yeah,
yourself.
they shouldn't do
you
that
suck.
anymore. Yeah, like don't give kids more reasons to be sad.
I mean, there's a lot of kids that are happy that day, but then there's a lot of kids that get evidence. You know, they're
Yeah.
like, "What?
Yeah.
No, it's real."
But Laura Jean walks into the auditorium, whatever this big room is again at the school where everything seems to happen, and it is just like Valentine's Day threw up all over this big hall, and there's like couples making out. There's like one girl crying and a teacher consoling her. The teacher, Jenny Han, the author of the book,
Oh,
she inserted
damn
herself
it!
in
Didn't
the
even
movie
catch
again.
it.
And then there's like this a cappella group that's just singing love
They're
songs.
fucking terrorists.
You didn't like that?
These people need to be on a list.
This school is just very extra. Like
Oh,
everything
yeah.
about this school is super extra. But it turns out that this is like a singing telegram that the kids at school can hire and send to different classrooms to give people their.
And you can see, like, they keep bursting into classrooms, and then teachers are like, "Jesus."
Yeah, right. I'm trying to
Christ.
teach her. But Laura is in class and she's just like waiting because she thinks one of the girls comes up to her and tells her like, "Oh, you're in for a treat because last year Peter sent one to every class Jen was in." So now Laura is expecting a singing telegram in all of her classes, and they come into the class and she gets all excited, and they start singing the Backstreet Boys, "I Want It That Way," and they walk right past her and they go back to Peter's one friend Trevor, who like pops up here and there throughout the movie, and they're singing to him. So Laura's a little disappointed. Then she's walking down the hall and she's about to go say hi to Peter, and he opens his locker and like 100 Valentines fall out.
This guy, he is getting proven to himself that he is the shit.
Yeah. And she's walking with Lucas and she gets upset and he's like, no, he's like, just because like you got him, like all these other girls want him.
Yeah.
But you got him. You know, he's building her up. He's a good fluffer, this Lucas. So she's upset. She goes out and she's sitting at a bench outside and Peter comes and finds her and he says, "Come with me." And he takes her to the track, which was like from the first movie where they first decided they were going to pretend to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And he gives her like a very nice necklace, and then he reads her like a sweet poem.
Oh, yeah, he lays it on.
Yeah, and nice gift. And then she gives him a turnover, a cherry turnover. So
Sploosh.
She baked him a turnover, which I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like that's a great way to my heart. Like
Yeah.
you bake me a pastry, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that's true. I own very little jewelry. I don't remember where anything that I've ever been given to wear is.
But I bet you've ate every turnover you've ever been given.
Fuck yeah, I did. I've eaten every turnover I've found on the ground, sir.
Jesus. And here, now that you've been alluding to it all this time, Laura Jean meets Chris in the woodshop for lunch. What are they eating? Fucking Subway.
Oh, yeah, man. It is a full-on commercial.
Yeah. So again, two movies in a row. There is a third movie.
Like, they're talking about toppings.
There better be Subway in it. But this is like a weird scene because they're talking about her and Peter's relationship, and basically like, are they gonna have sex, or is she ready to have sex? And Chris is giving her like this pep talk, like, you know, before you have sex, you got to learn how to take care of yourself. So she's giving her like some JO tips over like a fucking foot-long meatball sub, which I thought was a strange combination.
I was there for
But
it.
she's basically just like, before you let him rev your motor, make sure you can know what's under the hood and can see what's going on.
This is like my advice, not that exact advice, but I've said it before. My advice that I give to like any, kids I know graduating is like, go live on your own for a year.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are before you can be happy with
It's
somebody
totally
else.
different than like, make sure you know how to jerk it before you fucking get in a relationship. Like, that's not the same.
I feel like it's similar.
I don't think it is. But so as they're in there, that Trevor guy walks in and he's there to meet Jen, and Laura Jean's like, "Oh, now I see why we're in the woodshop eating lunch." Like,
to meet Chris.
You got a little side,
Yeah.
a little side action going on. So she gives this guy the other half of her fucking chicken teriyaki sub. She's like, "I think this belongs to you," and then leaves.
And he says, "Sweet onion chicken teriyaki."
He might as well. We get a scene at Bellevue where the lady in charge has tasked John Ambrose and Laura Jean with cleaning out this giant room full of stuff from people that have died and no one claimed it, which is pretty fucking depressing.
Yeah.
And So they start going through all this stuff, and she finds like some old love letters that a guy wrote while he was stationed in Italy. The woman that lived in the home and has since passed away. And it kind of reminds.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
Prequels.
Prequels? Maybe.
Yeah, buddy.
But this kind of reminds her, like, oh yeah, like what's up with that love letter that you were supposed to bring that I wrote you? He gives it to her, and she goes off on her own upstairs and she reads it. And there's this like little flashback about a Halloween party where she got invited to this big Halloween party and she got all dressed up. She was super excited about her costume, which was a pretty good costume. She went as French toast.
Yeah.
So she was wearing like this toast placard like board, and then she had like a beret and like a little like fucking thing around her neck, which is funny. But she gets to the party all dressed up, and like none of the other kids are really dressed up. They're all just wearing like jeans and t-shirts, like little masks.
I've done this.
Have you really?
Yeah. So did I ever tell you about the wedding?
Oh yeah. But tell people that don't know.
Yeah, we went to, we got invited to a Halloween wedding, which actually has happened twice now. First time, everybody was dressed up. It was an amazing time. Second time, we get invited, and it says right on the thing, come dressed up.
Yeah.
So me and my wife spent all day decapitating dolls. I made a noose. And we went as Pugsley and Wednesday from the Addams Family, you know. And I showed up to a wedding in a striped shirt that showed half my belly off. I was committed to the thing.
I saw it. You look good.
Walk in, and it was one of those, like, the music fucking shut off. Everybody is dressed up, but, like, in their finest, like, ball gown, like, in 20s fapper style, like, it looked like models everywhere. And we're in the corner just like, what the fuck? And, like... It was outrageous enough that we couldn't stop laughing into the wedding beginning. And it wasn't until another couple walked in and we see them walk in, have the same shocked look, and they are Wayne and Garth.
Oh, that's awesome.
And like they spot us from across the room and run over to us and sit down next to us in the back of this thing. Like, we made friends that night. It was great.
That's our people. Well, that's very similar to what happens in this flashback, because she gets there and she's kind of sitting off to herself because she's the only one there in a real costume. In walks John Ambrose. That's a deviled egg. So he's got like an egg costume, but then he's got like devil horns and like a pitchfork. Cute out. They're cute. You're cute out.
Oh, yeah.
And she says, that's when I knew, you know, that we were both the same and that I loved you from that moment. And it's a very gushing letter about how much she loves them and they were meant to be together and they're the same kind of weird or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Stormy happens to come out of her door because Laura's reading this letter like right next to her, and Stormy's like, well, come in. What's the matter? Talk to me. Do you want a drink? And Laura Jean's like, I'm 16 years old. Like, no, I don't want to drink. Like, I shouldn't. And Stormy said, well, come on in.
Stormy's so fucking cool.
Yeah. But then she's given like Laura Jean some pretty bad advice because Laura Jean explains to her, like, you know, about how she already has a boyfriend, and Stormy's like, well, a lot of my lovers overlapped. And she tells her a story about like her first husband, and he was a singer, and he would sit outside all day and play a song and on his guitar and sing, and then one day she realized the song was about her. And she says, well, you know, when a man writes a song about you, that's when you really know that he loves you. And Laura Jean says, well, what about a poem? And she goes, that's the same thing, just without the music. And she's like, I bet you know it by heart, don't you? And Laura Jean starts to recite the poem, and Stormy finishes it. And she's like, how did you know that? And he's like, sweetie, that's Edgar Allan Poe. Like, it was Annabelle Lee.
Yeah.
Was the actual poem. And he just replaced Annabelle Lee with Laura Jean.
And she's like, do you want that drink
Yeah,
now?
she's still trying to get her drunk. She's like, I bet she could probably use a drink now. And then we cut away, so maybe she had it. I don't know. You ever plagiarized anything to impress a woman?
No, I have been using ChatGPT to make, like, emails at work, though. It's great.
Okay.
I feel a little bad when I do it, but, you know, just be like, hey, ChatGPT, can you make this, like, 30% snarkier? And it's like, yeah, man.
One time, I'm ashamed to even admit this. In college, I told a girl that I'd written a song. And not even, like, about her. Like, I just said I wrote a song.
It's called Wonderwall.
Even worse. It was, like, lyrics to a Real Big Fish song.
Oh!
Yeah, I was really into ska. I mean, I'm still really into ska. But yeah, it was fucking stupid. She didn't know that. She never caught on. As far as I know. She probably heard it, like, years down the line. And was like, that son of a bitch.
She's like, did he start a band?
Yeah, I know, right? Is he in Real Big Fish? We get a scene of Luke. Well, we get a scene at a party. And Peter is, like, off with his friends playing Flip Cup. And Laura Jean is kind of, like, off to herself in the kitchen with Lucas. And she's just kind of overthinking things. Like, she's talking about how, you know, everything that they do together, did he already do it with Jen? And, like, are they, you know, she's always comparing herself to Jen and, like, what they might have had in their relationship.
Yeah, this is a bad way to go into a relationship.
Yeah. And this part really drove me nuts because Lucas was like, do you want to share the last ice cream sandwich with me?
No.
And I'm thinking, okay, you're going to break it in half. That's nice. They just alternated taking bites off the same ice cream sandwich.
Look, man. I got
It's not the kind of food you share.
I got something to say about this.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go off.
One of my life things here is you need to have opinions and convictions. And a lot of people confuse the two. So like if you step on my opinions, that's fine. You know, if you say Nicolas Cage isn't the best actor ever, I'm like,
Fuck
all right,
you.
sure.
I'm sorry.
See, that's a conviction for
Yeah.
you. One of my convictions in life is you do not share milk products with another person.
Oh no.
Like that is a wrong.
Yeah.
Like if you walk in and I pour a glass of milk and you take a sip, that is your milk, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna drink it because you do not share ice cream. Oh
no. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. Especially like. No, yeah, you don't like. You could have broke that in half.
I gagged when she did that ice cream. Like I see. Like,
you could have. It's an ice cream sandwich. Like those separate easily. Like you didn't have to take alternating bites.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it. But Peter sees her from across the room and sees that she's kind of like not having a good time, and he texts her, "Do you want to get out of here?" And she says yes. So he drives her home. And they start making out in the car outside of the house. And like a fucking ninja, this guy starts unbuttoning her top. Like he's like one hand like undoing all the buttons. And she's like, how is he so good at like making out? Like how does he know this? And we get like Jen, I don't know, like an imagination, like imaginary.
Yeah, she does
thing.
this a few times in the movie.
Yeah,
where imaginary friends show up.
Yeah, where she like pops out of the back seat and she's like, you know how. Like, do you remember that time? Like that party and whatever when we were like upstairs the whole time?
You up for a ghost threesome?
She's not dead. It's a fucking hallucination.
I have this in capital letters on this. Do not share ice cream sandwiches. I'm looking at my notes. It is one large section.
But so she asks, like she says to Peter, like she blurts it out. She's like, do you miss sex? And he's like, what? And she's like, I don't know. Like, you know, you and Jen used to have sex. Like, do you miss it? You know, you used to have it all the time. Now you don't. And she's like, I'm not ready to have sex. And he's like, I don't want to have sex with you right now. Like, I don't want to force you into anything.
Yeah.
Especially in the car, like right outside of your dad's house. Like it's not really what I'm looking to do.
He like looked up, hey, Mr. Covey.
Yeah. And Laura Jean like makes an analogy to base jumping. Like, I've never base jumped before and you have. Like, I'm scared. And he's like, well, listen, like base jumping is a very large undertaking and it can be scary. But if you ever do decide you want to base jump, I would love to base jump with you, and I will walk you through it. So basically, like, you know, not pressuring you, but like whenever you're ready, the time's right.
Yeah,
like, I'll be gentle. Peter, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, man. He's also not putting a lot of stress on it. Like it'll happen eventually.
Yeah,
and you don't have to like make a whole yearbook quote about it or anything. No. Like it's just sex.
Yeah. Cut to Bellevue again, and Laura Jean and John Ambrose are running the bingo game for all the older people, and they're just like talking between like drawing numbers. And we find out that John keeps saying like girls didn't like him, nobody liked him, and he said the only reason like girls did like him was to get to Peter because Peter and him were friends. So basically, John was the duff.
Yeah, I have that here. John's a duff.
Yeah. Laura Jean's like, no, that's not true. Like, girls liked you. She's about to tell John, like, after the bingo game that her and Peter are dating. She has yet to tell him this.
She's plenty of opportunities.
But at this point, she's about to tell him, and they get interrupted by Dorothy. And she wants them to go get things ready. They're going to have some kind of party, like a garden party. And they both are, like, thinking it's lame. Like, they think the idea of the party is pretty bad.
Everybody does, even Stormy.
Yeah. But they have to go down in the basement to get stuff, and they find all this stuff.
They find the basement from the fucking Shining Hotel. There
was so much stuff down there.
10 decades of really creepy ornaments and baubles.
Some cool ass shit. But they find all these decorations from like a star ball, which I guess is what they used to have there. And it's like this big moon and like big columns, like really cool looking stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, we should do the star ball. John brings up a time that they all buried a time capsule at this treehouse they all used to hang out with. I forget why this even comes up, but he says, like, we should dig it up and, like, see, what's in it. And he's trying to, like, basically
He's trying to make a date.
He's trying to make a date. And Laura Jean says, oh, yeah, and we should invite everybody else that was there. And John's like,
this is when she should say, including my boyfriend.
Peter Kempinski. Yeah. But no, she doesn't say that. So the next day they're in lab, her and Peter dissecting an octopus, and she's like, oh, I want to do this thing. I want to dig up this time capsule. And everybody that like was there to do it. And he's like, even Jen? And she's like, no. Jen leaked that video of us in the hot tub. I'm like, I don't want to invite her. And Peter says, oh, well, we still don't know that was her. It might not have been her. We don't really know. And she goes, no, but it'll be you, me, Chris, Trevor, and John Ambrose. And he's like, oh.
From 2 towns over?
Yeah. He's like, oh, so you wrote him back? And she says, no, we've been volunteering together at Bellevue.
He calls her out again.
He does. And he's like, so did you ask him to volunteer there? She goes, no, it's just a coincidence. And he says, for never having a girlfriend before, you're really good at messing with a guy's mind or brain, And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, nothing. It's fine. Well, let's do the time capsule.
Yeah.
Right? So they all show up. Like, she shows up. She baked cupcakes. And she bakes, like, the kind of cupcakes that John Ambrose likes. Because he says to her, like, earlier on that he really liked these peanut butter chocolate.
And her sister knows what's going on.
Yeah, because she's baking them, and she's like, Peter prefers salted caramel.
Yeah, those are John Ambrose cupcakes. What are you doing?
Yeah. And he shows up. John Ambrose shows up with pizza, and they're, like, the first ones there. And then Peter shows up, and then Trevor shows up, and then Jen shows up. Because she's like, oh, I guess my invite got lost in the mail. We find out Peter invited her because she was part of it. And then Chris comes out of the woods with a shovel, which is great. Because they're like, why are you coming from the lake? And
they never answer this question.
She goes, I was burying a body, like jokingly, but she might have been serious.
Yeah, they never ever mention again, like, why did she just walk out from the river with a shovel?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
like you're expecting her to be like, was this today?
That's just Chris.
Great, yeah.
That's just Chris. But there's like a voiceover from Laura Jean. She's like, now that like Peter and John are here, like I'm realizing this was a terrible idea. And I'm like, how did you not know this already?
I mean, these are those dumb kind of things you do in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's starting to occur to John because like first when Jen shows up, he's like, Peter and John together, or Peter and Jen together, like just like old times. Like, oh no, we're not together anymore. And then they get up in the treehouse, and Peter and Laura Jean are sitting real close to each other, and they start opening up the time capsule, and we see that Laura Jean had put a bracelet in there, and they talk about how she always wore that when she would like never took it off.
Yeah.
Peter has a baseball from a time he hit a home run in like a baseball game. Trevor has tickets to a Linkin Park concert.
That really dates some stuff.
It does, but it also makes me like, when was he going to a Linkin Park concert when he was like 8 or 9? So I guess he could have.
Yeah. It's for the kids.
John Ambrose has a Seattle Seahawks hat, and they make a comment. I think Jen or Chris say to Laura Jean, oh yeah, remember you got a t-shirt that you used to wear just to impress John? And John says, well, if you did, that's pretty cute. And then Peter's like, remember that time you had a stutter? Yeah. Like he fucking calls him out. He's being kind of a dick, but understandably so, because like Peter doesn't realize what's going on. Chris put money in it for herself, for future Chris. And then Jen takes the time capsule. She goes, oh, there's nothing in it. And she's like, well, there has to be. We all put something in it. She's like, no, it's empty. Nothing for me. At this point, like, Peter makes it known that him and Laura Jean are dating. And that everything gets really awkward. John looks kind of upset. And everybody leaves and goes their own separate way. And then Peter and Laura Jean have, like, a fight, basically. He's like, why didn't you tell him we were dating? Like, why did he bring pizza? It makes it look like you guys planned this party. Like, I'm the boyfriend. I should bring the pizza.
We did plan this party.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know that because, like, to him, it was her idea, and that he didn't even know. But they fight, and then Laura kind of explains to him, like, her concerns about not really knowing how to be a girlfriend and comparing everything to what Jen did. And he's just kind of like, hey, it's fine. Like, we're our own thing.
They circle the drain a few times before the implosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little painful. Like, they could have cut out a little bit of this stuff.
Yeah. They get over it pretty quickly again. And he says, let's promise not to fight anymore. And they hug and they kiss, and everything's copacetic again. Everybody's fine. Next day, Laura Jean's in the basement at the Bellevue again, going through all the stuff, and she hears this, like, sweet, sweet piano music coming from another room.
Dude, this inspired me.
Did it really?
I want to learn how to play the piano just for every, like, hard conversation I ever have to have. Like, so, like, you come over and I'm just, like, knocking out a subtle piano thing, and I'm like, Jason, we need to talk about your grandmother.
Oh, geez.
You know what I mean? Like, please sit down. And I'm just slowly playing, like, ding, 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 ding.
This guy also really plays the piano. That was him playing the piano.
Oh, he's killing it.
And he came up with that melody on the spot. Like he threw it
Wow.
together. Yeah, the guy's like classically trained. He's a trained musician.
This movie's got all the dreamy boys that I loved before.
It really does. And they sit down and they talk, and there's like a nice moment where she calls him John Ambrose McLaren the entire, like he's always John Ambrose.
Yeah.
And he says to her, he's like, no one ever called me by my middle name. He's like, you went by your middle name, and you told me you thought it was cool that I went by mine, even though I didn't. So I just told everyone to call me John Ambrose because of you, and it stuck. There's like that like sweet little moment. They still have good chemistry. Everybody has good chemistry in this movie. And it's nice. And she's just kind of like, hey, are we good? And he's like, yeah, we're always good. Like, it's fine. It's, a little disappointed, but he handles it really well. Like, he's not a dick about it. He's just like, you know what? You got a boyfriend? Didn't tell me? Whatever. I guess I read the signs wrong. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Like,
she led you on.
Yeah, she did. Lord Jean's not doing her best
Like, I mean,
work.
if you're like hanging out with somebody of the opposite sex, you pretty much need to immediately introduce your significant other to the situation.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm at the bar and a woman starts talking to me, I'm immediately like, oh, and meet my wife.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. But they're cool. Everything's good. Next scene, it's Laura Jean and her dad are at the grocery store shopping for Fakesgiving, which is Thanksgiving in March that they do every year. It's like a family tradition.
Really missed a chance for more product placement. Like, they could have eaten Subway for Fakesgiving.
Turkey and cranberry sauce.
Fuck yeah.
On a foot-long Italian herb and cheese. But they see Mrs. Rothschild at the store, and Dad walks over and starts talking to her. And then Laura Jean comes over because she says she's never seen her dad like flirt before, and it's awkward. So she goes over, and they end up inviting Mrs. Rothschild to Thanksgiving. So we get a scene of the dinner. It's Peter, Kitty, Mrs. Rothschild, and Dad, and Laura Jean. And Peter's like picking over all the food, and everything looks like really like well crafted. Like he says, it looks like it's right out of like one of my mom's like magazines at home, like home magazines. Except for the green beans, they look off.
Like, picks them right out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like they look off.
Which honestly, people are giving you a big ass free meal. You should keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
like, don't ask about the green beans.
Right. But Laura explains like it's a tradition. It has something to do with their mom. And Mrs. Rothschild says, "Well, I want to hear the story." And Dad says, like, when he was in college, he got invited to this Friendsgiving thing, and everybody made homemade dishes and all that stuff, and he brought a can of green beans. And the mom gave him a hard time the entire night, and it turns out like that was her way of flirting. And like that's the night they like first met. So now they always have the green beans at Thanksgiving.
And that night we conceived your sister.
This wasn't awkward at all for Mrs. Rothschild having to hear about this guy's dead wife.
I mean, at that age, like, shit happens.
Oh yeah, it's true.
You know?
Next scene is Laura Jean. She's getting all dressed up because Peter has a lacrosse game. And one of the conversations they had when she was saying like she doesn't know how to act like a girlfriend, he kind of brings up the fact that, I think she brings up the fact that like Jen always would dress up for all of his games and she doesn't do that. And he's like, well, you could. Like, I'd like it. It would be nice.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'd make me feel like you cared. We're interested. So she's like doing her pigtails, makeup, face paint, all this bullshit. She shows up waiting outside the bus for her to come out. And Chris walks up and she's like, I have to tell you something. I saw Peter and Jen together and they were really close. And she shows her a picture. And they're like embracing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So she confronts Peter when he comes out for the game. And like this is where they get in like their real big blowout fight. And he lets slip that Jen did post the video. So he's been like denying it the entire time. Or not necessarily denying it, but kind of like, it might not have been her. Could have been somebody else. We don't know it was her. And Laura Jean says, you always choose her over me. Like this is every time there's a choice. He's like, it's not a choice because there's not options. Like, I don't want to choose. Like, I choose you. She's going through some like rough stuff right now. Her parents are splitting up and she needed somebody to talk to. And then Laura Jean puts it together, which I can't tell if this made sense or not. But in the first movie, when they meet at the hot tub and she goes down and finds him in the hot tub because he's waiting for her, he was actually there waiting for Jen. And Laura Jean just got there first. And Laura Jean's like, if Jen would have gotten there first, like you guys would be together. I'm like, if that's true, like that's pretty shitty of Peter. Some other girl showed up instead of his girlfriend or whoever he was waiting for.
Hey, some guys are opportunists.
Yeah, it made me want to go back and watch the first one and try to figure out if that's what was really going on or not.
It's not really sold like that in the first one.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. But then they break up. Like this is the big breakup.
This is it. This is the full-on implosion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like high school and work are two places you just shouldn't date people. Because then, like, when it goes to hell, they're still in your life. So, like, Jen's still in his life.
I was thinking about this today. Like, high school, you don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this today because, like, they break up. And then, like, you break up with someone in high school. Like, nowhere in your adult life, unless you date at work, like you said, are you going to end a relationship and then have to see that person day in and day out? But like high school, you're in classes together, like you see each other. It's rough, man.
It's not healthy to be like friends with your ex, at least not for a while.
Yeah. But I really thought this was cool. They have like this sad Laura Jean, almost like a montage where she wakes up the next morning and there's this song playing, this like sad song, and she's just going through the halls at school, and it's like this like where she's like floating down the halls, like lip syncing the song,
yeah.
And like things in the background. Like there was a banner that said Valentine's Day, now it says Heartache. It's like a very cool.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's a very cool, like surreal. It's almost like a Wes Anderson sort of thing.
Yes,
It feels very much like that. And then we find out that they're going on an aquarium, a field trip to the aquarium. And again, she has to go now to the aquarium with Peter, and they keep bumping into each other and seeing each other. And this was a weird scene to me, which this is like, we talked about this in the first movie where the cinematographer.
I was just about to say Michael something, like it's Spaglione or something.
Yeah, he directed, or he was a cinematographer for horror movies for Mike Flanagan, who's like a Netflix guy.
Yeah.
Well, he deals a lot with Netflix.
He's the director and cinematographer on this one.
Yeah, and this was like the one scene where it really kind of felt like it. Like they're in like this dark like viewing room where there's like a big aquarium with like octopuses and stuff in it, and he walks up to her and he says, or she's like, "Oh, do you want this necklace back?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "No." Like he went in there to talk to her. Like, why are you taking? I was pissed off he took the necklace back, but after he takes it, he like sinks back into the shadows.
Yeah.
And it was very
and it also like it fades away from her in a weird way.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a horror movie guy. Like this guy, he's showing his he's showing his stuff here. It was the only time in the whole movie where it really showed to me that this guy kind of cut his teeth in horror, but it was very obvious in this one scene.
I was looking for it the whole time, and I could see those like little weird glimpses of things.
This one scene like really just
like, I mean, even that scene before it where she's lip syncing the song, it like it immediately gets cut by a bell ringing.
Yeah.
And then goes back into it. It's kind of those things.
Laura's back at her house and she gets a text, "Can you meet me at the treehouse?" And we don't know who it is. Could be anybody, right? Now I'm thinking John Ambrose. So she goes to the treehouse, and who shows up? But it's Jen. And Jen comes in as basically just like, "Peter's crazy about you. Like, my mom and dad are getting a divorce. Like, Peter's been through it. I go to him because I don't know who else to go to. But like, Peter loves you. He's crazy about you." And then we also find out, like, she pulls out from under one of the floorboards a bracelet just like Laura Jean's. It was their friendship bracelet. There was one in the time capsule for her, but she didn't want anybody to know. So she took it out quick and like threw it. And this is where we find out about Jung or Chung, whatever it is. Because Laura says, like, it's an old Korean word that even if like someone that you love, if that love turns into hate, like you're still tied to each other, like for life. Like there's always a part of you that's going to be like together with that person.
Remember that time you ate the last slice of pizza?
Yeah, that's our.
I mean, it was our Jung that kept us together.
You're
there,
right.
Man.
Jung will keep us together. So like they kind of like have like a moment. Like they don't really become like nothing's really solved.
I think they patch it up.
I don't know if they're going to be friends in the next movie still, but I feel like this is just Laura's way of saying, like, you know, I care about her, she cares about me. We may not see eye to eye, we may not get along, but we're still connected in some way.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah. It's the night of the Star Ball, and Laura Jean goes up to Stormy's room and tells her she doesn't think she wants to go to the dance, and she's upset about Peter, and she's like, "Well, I have this dress for you," and it's this really nice, like, ball gown, and she does, like, a whole makeover on fucking Laura Jean. Makes her look awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So she comes down from the stairs, and good old John Ambrose at the bottom sees
Speaking
her
of looking
down.
awesome, this whole fucking place is made up for this ball.
It really is,
like two high school volunteers.
They did a hell of a job. They did a hell of a job. A's all around. John Ambrose is down there waiting for her, and he sees her, and he splooshes, obviously. She looks
hell
good.
yeah.
Looks great. So they're at the dance, and all the other people are dancing and having a good time. And Stormy kind of goes up and says that all the old people want to see the two of them dance. So they get, like, peer pressured. Old people peer pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they can't do it anymore. They want to watch younger people do it.
Yeah. They start dancing, and John tells her that he wanted to ask her to the 6th grade dance and tells her a story about how he had, like, gone to her house and, like, arranged all these sticks in the yard to say, like, "Will you go to the dance with me?"
Good story.
And then the dad came home and thought he was cleaning up yards and gave him like $10. And then he got nervous and ran away. So like, she never saw. And then like, you know, Laura says to him that like Peter and I aren't together anymore. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then he's like, let's go get some air.
Oh, yeah, man.
Motherfucker. Like, I know what you're up to,
This
Johnny
guy knew how to
Ambrose.
jump right on it.
Yeah. They go outside and it's snowing. And it's like, it's got to be like, it's March or April at this point. Like, he comments on the fact that it's like late for snow in the year. And they make snow angels and then they get up and then they kiss each other. And I was livid. I
was actually livid about the fact that he makes reference that he borrowed this really nice suit from his dad. She just borrowed this really nice dress from the lady upstairs. They're out rolling around in the fucking snow, making snow angels. It's like, have some respect.
It's just frozen water. It'll dry. It'll be fine.
That's why we dress like schlubs.
I was more angry they kissed. But she kisses him, and then she immediately has a realization that, like,
this ain't my guy.
This ain't my guy. And she goes in and she's Stormy, and she's like, it's Peter. Like, he's the one. She's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, well, go fucking get him. You know, like it's not
actually like this.
It's not too late.
This whole interaction right here, because she says like, "What if he says no?" And she's like, "Well, it's gonna hurt like hell."
Yeah,
you know, like, and it's true. Like, oh, that's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah,
you'll live.
Yeah. So she goes to leave, and she's like, "What about the dress?" She's like, "No, it's your dress. Keep it."
It's fucking filthy now.
I saw you in the backyard rolling around that. You keep it, get it dry cleaned, then you return it to me.
Yeah.
So she goes to open the front door and walks out, and Peter's fucking there.
Of course.
And of course, a throwback from the beginning of the movie, whenever she says, I can drive, just not in the snow. He's like, it was snowing, so I figured I should come and see if you needed a ride home.
Knew it the whole time.
And Peter tells her, he's like, you can break my heart 1,000 times, like, but I just want to be with you. You break it as much as you want. She says, I love you. And at this point, I wrote in my notes, I'm a grown fucking man, crying emoji. Because I was almost in tears over this. It was a beautiful moment. There's like a little voiceover where she's like saying, like, you know, to have it all, we have to risk it all. And it like pans out. End of movie. Now we wait another year for To All the Boys I Love 3. Which they did a Lord of the Rings and filmed these movies consecutively.
Oh, did they really?
The second two, thank God. So we're not going to see.
You know, there's a TV show too, right?
XO Kitty.
Yeah.
Is it a TV show or is that a movie too?
It's a full-on TV show. So that
that
like
put that on the list.
Popped up on my Netflix.
Yeah.
So I turned the first episode on, and it starts with Kitty in a pool wearing a 2-piece bikini, and it's like zooming out, and I was immediately like, "This ain't the Kitty I wanted to see," and I shut it off.
Yeah, it's about her in college. I think she goes.
Yeah,
to college,
I was like, they didn't need to do this right off the top. Like that just seemed like they were trying to do something weird. I didn't like it.
Oh, all right. Well, that's cool.
I'll probably end up watching it after the third movie. Though.
I thought it was a movie, so
no,
you know
they brought out a second season like in 2 weeks.
Shit. Whenever we branch out and have our own Patreon, maybe we'll make a special episode.
Oh heck yeah, man!
Listeners at home can like for a small donation hear us talk about XO Kitty. So, but that's To All the Boys I've Loved Before. P.S. I love you.
Yeah.
Any grand gestures, flowers, thoughts?
I'm ready for the third one, man.
I'm going to send this thing a singing telegram. What do you want to do?
Oh, God, those people. Like, this one, it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
I was ready for it. I enjoyed it. We talked a few weeks ago about, I can't remember what movie it was, but the chemistry between two of the actors. These two had crazy good chemistry.
Yeah, I believe I read that, or saw somewhere that as soon as this guy auditioned, like they didn't audition anybody else after him because it was so strong and so good. They were like, this is the guy. And the girl that plays Laura Jean, Lana Condor, said like she felt the exact same way when she rehearsed with this guy as she did with the guy that played Peter. Because her and Peter have great chemistry too from the first movie.
No, I mean they all three of them are like great together. And I've seen them in other things now. Like they stand out to me, and they're good. They're great actors, but like. This movie, I think, brings something out. And I do think it's that director guy.
The perfect recipe.
They do a lot of things where they don't talk for extended periods.
Yeah.
They're just showing facial expressions, and you see 3 or 4 or 5 facial expressions before somebody says a word.
Yeah. Where
you can tell exactly what they're thinking, and it fucking shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my flowers.
Good stuff. Josh, why was he missing?
Yeah, why was he missing?
Racist tweets.
No shit.
After the first movie came out, they dug up some things that he had said. I won't repeat anything that he said, but there was one that was extremely anti-Asian, which he's in a movie with an Asian female lead.
Seems like a weird play.
And then like some things that like disparage the Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then they did not bring him back for the second one. He did get a name drop at Thanksgiving dinner because they say that every new person has to eat the green beans. And they said Josh ate the green beans when Margaret brought him over for the first time. Josh can eat shit.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I didn't like it. I didn't like him from the first movie. I knew there was something about that fucking guy I didn't like. And yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yep. Shall we chick flick it to a dick flick it?
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay. So one thing we don't really talk about, the music in this.
It's good.
It's good, but it's not music I'd normally like in any way.
Yeah, I actually need to look up the song that like she lip syncs to after they break up. 'Cause that song I really liked, and I needed to see who it was.
The only song I actually recognize they do a cover of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
Yeah,
but it's real eerie and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted them to kind of go like to make this into a dick flick. I kind of want the same story, but I want them to lean into that horror thing and have like these music. Like just make it horror music going along with all this, like the really creepy, or like, you know, those movies that have constant like bong going on. I want them to have that so that when you're like during the implosion, it feels like the world is fucking ending.
Oh yeah,
you know, have that Cloverfield music happening in the background.
Okay. So I went back and listened to our first episode that we did about not our first episode, but our episode where we did the first movie.
Yeah.
And I decided to make basically a direct sequel to my chick flick to a dick flick from that movie. If you remember, I had Margot get kidnapped while she was in Scotland because her mom had like state secrets before she died.
Oh,
she
yeah.
bestowed them. And then Laura Jean had to make this like ragtag group of like guys to go and like rescue her sister. And it was all these different guys that she'd written love letters for. And like one guy was like a knife expert. One guy was an explosives expert, whatever. So they get Margot back. It's all good, right? Well, now, you know, during this whole thing, they killed like a head of like some kind of organized crime family, right? That had kidnapped Margot. This is like a John Wick thing where like you kill the guy's son, then he comes after you or whatever.
Just revenge after revenge after revenge.
So now they're after Laura Jean. If you remember, you know, at the beginning of the movie, or at the end of the first movie, that kid shows up to the door and opens the door. We never see that kid again, and they totally change who he is. You gotta suspend disbelief for a little bit, because I realized that we completely changed the race of this gentleman, and like doesn't look anything like the other guy. But in mine, at the end of that at the end of the first movie, he just knock at the door, and it's this guy, this John Ambrose. But before anybody can answer the door, somebody like leaps out of the bushes, like hand over the mouth, chloroform, yanks him away, and they replace him with a different guy.
Ooh.
Laura Jean, it's been so long she's seen John Ambrose, she doesn't realize that this isn't the John Ambrose she remembers. You know, she thinks it's him. But it turns out this guy's like a sleeper agent, and he's there to like cause havoc and eventually like infiltrate, you know, Laura Jean's life and ruin it for her. And it just turns into like this psychological thriller where this guy's like pulling strings behind the scene, like causing all kinds of chaos in her personal life, trying to ruin her.
I love it.
Yeah, and then like eventually though, like they figure it out, and Peter fucking throws this guy off a building or something. I don't know. But yeah,
like over a fence.
Yeah,
you just like
yeah, right.
All right.
So that's mine.
Nice. Can we have a point in which he employs the a cappella group as like his murder team?
Yes.
Yes.
They just sing. They just come and sing to you as they murder you.
They just come out from the shadows like, you are my, and they're like sharpening knives and loading
like,
guns.
Oh
no. Yeah.
Backstreet's back, all right. Jesus. Okay. Let's Nick Cage it.
Yeah. So I think in the first one, I made John Ambrose, when he showed up at the door, Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going a little deeper this time because I really enjoyed her BFF. What's his name? Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he had some really good scenes with her, like that kitchen scene and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
when they shared the ice cream sandwich.
Up until a point, it was pretty good. But he makes reference to the fact, he's like, you know, like, you have it a little better than me. Like, there's 2 gay dudes in this entire school, and I don't like either of them.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't just butt us together.
Yeah.
And she says, like, oh, you're going to go to college next year, and you're going to fucking kill it.
Yeah.
So I want, you know, it cuts, they do another little stapled on scene at the end of this, and it's the college class, and you see the professor, Nick Cage, walk through the door, and he's writing on a thing, welcome to Alligator Hunting 101 with Professor Cage, blah, blah, blah. And he turns around to it. Yeah, that's something that Nick Cage could teach.
Yeah, you're right.
He turns around and looks into and just stops. And you see him make hard eye contact with Lucas, and he goes, well, hello. And then it just cuts off.
Okay.
All right. You know, Lucas is an adult. Nick, there's a little bit of a gap there, but
a little May December romance.
Yeah, I'm not here to judge.
No, fuck no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Well, food for thought there. I decided to connect him to Holland Taylor, who plays the sassy old lady Stormy.
Fuck
The old
yeah.
folks' home. She's in a movie called Keeping the Faith. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It was Ben Stiller and Edward Norton. They play two Catholic priests who like fall in love with the same girl, played by Jenna Elfman. Okay, so Edward Norton is in that. Edward Norton is also in The Italian Job. Also stars Charlize Theron. She's in Prometheus, one of the Alien movie prequels, which also stars Idris Elba.
Oh man, we're going all the way around.
Idris Elba is in Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance, with Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
First time we've used Ghost Rider 2 on
No,
here.
I don't think it is actually.
Oh, really?
I think I've actually used Idris Elba before, but it's been a while.
Wow.
So fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rate it.
I know that we went double fours last time.
Is that what it was? Fours?
Yeah, fours all around. I think I'm going to go 3.75. I want to give it a 4, but it doesn't have the exact same magic. I mean, this movie's fucking fantastic, too.
Yeah.
I really think so. I'm sold on these.
All right. I'm going to go 3. It didn't do it for me like the first one did. I don't know what it was. It wasn't as fun for me. Honestly, I really thought, and it might actually improve my rating, I thought we were going to have an Empire Strikes Back situation on our hands.
Oh, where she loses them.
Where she ends up like with John Ambrose at the end of this one. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, Han Solo's in carbonite? Like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, I thought that's where we were going, and then it all wrapped itself up and everything was fine. But it just, I didn't like Laura Jean as much in this one. Like, she's so sweet and nice in the first one.
She made some dumb moves.
Some dick moves in this one. She doesn't treat Peter as good as he deserves.
Man.
Yeah. I don't know. And I also wonder, too, like, I know you like the director and, like, talked about, like, some of the things he does. I wonder, because the first movie was a female director, and I'm wondering if, like, a male director is the guy to, like, chronicle the high school lives of a female. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was part of it. It's just, something about it didn't hit for me the way, I didn't not enjoy it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the first one. It's hard to, sequels, it's hard to live up. I mean, there's a select few sequels that are as good as the original. So, it's not going to be the same, you know? It would have to be an Empire Strikes Back or a fucking Temple of Doom, whatever.
What I'm really hoping for, and I saw not clips, but I read a little brief premise of the third one.
Oh, I saw clips because it went right into the trailer after I watched the second one.
Yeah, she's going to Korea.
No, she's going to college, but they're going to possibly different colleges.
Oh, but at some point she ends up in Korea.
She does?
Yeah, in the trailer or something.
No,
but,
I don't know. I missed that. I don't know.
I kind of hope they break up in the third one.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of hope this is just the story of a high school
reality,
romance.
like,
that's how it works.
These two aren't going to make it to get married and be together forever, but, you know, I really like Peter.
Heard.
What can I say? All right, well, CJ, should we roll our next movie?
Oh, shit, yeah, let's do this.
No, you're not even ready. It's been so long.
Seriously, I don't even know where my phone is for this random number.
I don't even know where the list is. There it is. We are at 185. I almost added Exo Kitty because I thought it was a movie. I'm glad I didn't. No, that would have to wait till after the third one anyway.
All right, our movie this time is number 175.
Oh, boy.
This might be the third one.
No, I don't.
Because I remember it was high up on the list.
Was it? It's a movie called Long Shot.
Long Shot.
I don't know what that is or where it came from. Let's find out.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
I don't think that's...
Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. Yeah, this is a...
Oh, okay. That's not the one. So, although I'd almost rather watch this.
Tell me about your Long Shot. I'll tell you about mine.
The long shot I found says, a 20-something tennis instructor / gigolo gets embroiled in a scheme involving seduction and insider trading. That's not what we're watching, but I might go home and watch it after this. What's the long shot we're actually watching?
Okay, Fred Flarsky is a gifted and free-spirited journalist who has a knack for getting into trouble. Charlotte Field is one of the most influential women in the world, a smart, sophisticated, and accomplished politician. Yeah, and they fall in love. So that's what we're watching.
Okay, so Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron, not Long Shot about tennis instructing gigolo.
No.
Okay, well.
I mean, we could do the double.
No, we just did a tennis movie not too long ago. Let's stick with the politics.
I'm actually good on tennis movies for probably ever.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm all right with
absolutely. That. All right, well, everybody, thank you again for coming back with us. I know it's been a couple weeks. We appreciate you guys so much. what we'd appreciate even more is if you went to wherever you got your podcasts at, be it Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, what have you. Rate us and review us. Tell us how much you love us. Check us out on Facebook at You've Got Mails. CJ's making those sweet, sweet memes. He's still churning them out. Even though we haven't had a new episode, they're still coming.
I didn't do one last week.
Shh, they don't know.
Oh.
Well, they probably do know, but it's fine. It's fine. They probably missed it. There was probably a giant meme-sized hole in everyone's lives out there. And you let everyone know. I hope you're happy. And email us at you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. We are we're blowing up overseas, buddy. We got let me talk to you a minute. Singapore, France,
We're in Australia today.
Australia, Ukraine.
They got shit going on.
We got Ukraine.
So, I mean,
they
for
took
somebody
time out
from
of their busy
Ukraine-
lives to listen to us.
Yeah, there's some rough shit going on over there, and if we're making anything in your life better, that is all the fucking world to me.
And Germany. That's right. You're still with us.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't heard from you yet.
We actually got an email from Lorraine.
Yes. It was very nice. She let us know how beautiful Scotland was, and she sent us cute pictures of her cat.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which was
I
very
always
nice.
accept pictures of animals.
Absolutely. But what I was getting at, Germany, is don't make me replace you with fucking Australia. All right? I'm still looking forward to your email, but I will choose another country.
No. We got a thing now.
No, I'm just kidding, Germany. You know we love you.
We'll fucking find you.
Please email us. But everyone, email us. If you can't email us, find us on Facebook. Send us a message on a messenger. We'd be happy to talk to you. Find out how you found us, why you're listening. We just want to reach out and touch you. And make connections with our fans.
Yeah, man. Get that jung.
It's exciting times, you know? I don't know anyone from Singapore. So, who are you? Why? How?
I do enjoy now that, like, the downloads we get overnight,
Yeah.
you know, where the rest of the world is having daytime,
Yeah.
are now going higher than the downloads we
Yeah, I'm
get
just like,
over
what
the
the hell is happening?
Yeah.
So, we're Japan even. Like Tom Waits once said, we're big in Japan.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Again, wherever you're listening from, we love you. And we appreciate you so much. And until next time, when we discuss Long Shot, again, it's the Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron Long Shot. Please, if you tune in to talk about tennis and gigoloing, you're going to be very upset. But until next time, when we discuss that, stay romantic. Don't be shitty to each other. We love you guys.
Yeah. You are
My fire.
You're up here. You need to be down here.
My one desire.